Guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. This was a horrible idea. Good morning, good afternoon, hello. If you saw the title of today's video, you know I'm going to be doing my nails and we are going to be reading some Reddit threads. This is a very popular Reddit thread, so it's exciting. I don't do this, like I don't use Reddit or like go through anything on Reddit, so like this is like kind of fun, like I'm excited, but be patient with me here because I've never even used Reddit. So before we get started today, let's go over my nails. These are from good old TJ Maxx. They are called Strawberry Shortcake, I think. Yeah, Strawberry Shortcake Mix and Match Mega Pack. So I'm going to try to read these threads while doing my nails. Somehow I'm going to balance doing both of those things. Okay, this is very weird. Align with cuticle and press firmly for 10 seconds. So there's no glue. Okay, let's get started. Am I the asshole? Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for blowing up at my sister for naming her daughter after a fungal infection? My initial reaction to this is no, that's absolutely ridiculous and that deserves repercussions. Why are you doing that? So my sister and her husband had been struggling a lot with baby names. She was determined to find the single perfect name, even by the time of her baby shower, nearly 5 weeks before the due date. She didn't seem any closer to picking something out than she was at the start of her pregnancy. Anyway, I knew she was struggling, so in addition to the $900 wooden crib on her list that I got her, I gave her a list of obviously joke baby names. We have a really close relationship, and it was in line with both of our senses of humor, okay? She's a nurse, and I'm a biology student, so all the names were medications, infections, unpleasant animals, etc. That all sound like lovely girls' names out of context. Some of them were a little bit obscure, sure, but I included some obvious ones like Viagra and hernia for good measure. 2 weeks later, she told me she and her husband had finally settled on a name. Malazia. Malazia. Malassezia. Baby's name is Malassezia, one of the names on my joke list. Outside of the immediate issues, nearly impossible to pronounce on the first try, the ass smack dab in the middle of it, the first syllable being mal, literally being bad or evil, it's also the name of a very common fungal infection, one that my sister and I are both genetically predispositioned to. One that we've both had multiple times throughout our lives. Her daughter will almost certainly catch on to it at some time. I pointed it out to her and she said yes, she knew what it meant. And she knew my list was intended to be a joke, but she just really liked the way it sounded. I don't think the husband knows what it means. I think he'd reject it if he did. She says that it's so obscure that no one would ever think twice about it. Except, you know, when little baby Malassezia, whatever that is, turns 14, finds a weird spot on her neck, and goes to her phone to Google what it is. I told her that the name was completely unacceptable, and I was shocked she chose it. I even suggested some similar names like Mallory, Azalea, or Anastasia. That would be more acceptable, but she wouldn't hear it. She said that since I'm not one of the parents, I have no business telling her what she can and cannot name her child, and I'm stepping way out of line. I think it's pregnancy hormones, and I think she'll regret the decision very soon after her daughter is born. I do agree that, like, if you're not a parent of the child, it's not your decision, but I also think that some healthy judgment is always good. That's crazy. So no, I don't think you're the asshole. I think that you're right. She's gonna regret it, and she'll probably, you know, come to you eventually and be like, oh my God, you were so right. That was like crazy behavior of me. Okay, anyways, back to the nails. So the application of this says that all you have to do is align with cuticle and press firmly for 10 seconds. There's no glue, there's no nothing. Okay. My thumbs are gonna be pink thumbs. So yeah, this whole thing is very confusing because it's like, right like that. Do we like it? She's long, but like, she's kind of long. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. Oh! No more counting, I can't do that. The thumbs are done. They're so long. I want to say I'm gonna cut them, but it's like, with what? It's plastic. I kind of have to leave them as they are. Next, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my cat sitter? Let's find out. I have an 11-year-old calico named Daisy. A year ago, I moved a few hours further from home for work, which came with the issue of needing to find a new sitter. My fiance and I were lucky to find somebody pretty quickly through a pet sitting app, but she ended up being available during the week of the trip. This came up over dinner at my sister's house, and her daughter/my niece suggested her cousin, Ava, saying she's been looking for some side jobs and making money before she goes off to college this fall. I contacted Ava and she accepted the job. Okay, next nails. Ugh, what now? Okay, so these are the strawberry nails that I want to do. I'm gonna nail somebody. I have to go to work after this. How am I gonna type on the computer with these long ass fucking nails? I invited Ava over a couple of days early so she could meet Daisy and get acquainted with the space. The most important detail here is that I emphasize our main rule is to not let Daisy out unleashed and unsupervised. I showed Ava the harness and leash I used to take Daisy on walks, which is a cat, by the way. Explained the risks of letting her out unsupervised, and she seemed to understand. Fiance and I left for our trip a couple days later thinking all was well. We finally got back yesterday after a genuinely lovely week and met Ava as she was finishing up with her last drop-in. During our reunion, I found scratches on Daisy. I asked Ava if she had any idea what happened. At first, Ava's story was that she didn't know, and that she admitted it might have happened when they went on a walk. I went to find the harness to see if there was any damage to it, but it was in the exact spot I left it in, along with the leash. I asked Ava point blank if she let Daisy out by herself, and she finally admitted yes. That Daisy wouldn't stop hounding her for food and treats, and that she was howling so much during a drop-in when she was having a headache that she put her out for a little while. Howling? This is a cat. While she set up food and cleaned the litter. She then forgot Daisy outside all night. She said that she realized when she dropped back in the next morning for a feeding and a walk, and Daisy wasn't waiting inside the door. That she remembered she put her out, so she tried shaking a bag of Daisy's favorite cat treats, which worked. She's a greedy little cat. Daisy's a greedy little cat. Well, you're calling your cat greedy. That's not very nice. Strawberry, strawberry, strawberry. Strawberry. As soon as you put these things on your nails, they like stick immediately. Like, I was really doubting this, like, oh, the glue's already on, the glue's already on. And the glue's already on. The glue is already on. Honestly, they don't look that bad. Like, these ones, it's just the thumb is so long. Like, why such a long thumb? Like, give me a shorter thumb and, like, I would feel very confident in these. Here's how they're looking. Back to this cat thing. So she was furious. I was furious at the point and asked Ava to leave. She asked what about her money, and I told her she wouldn't be getting paid. She got upset and said it wasn't fair to not pay her for an entire week over one mistake, but eventually left. She has texted me an apology since, but I've also received some texts from my BIL. What is that, brother-in-law? But I've also received some texts from my brother-in-law, who is mostly taking her side in the issue, saying I should absolutely pay her, but that he would understand if I docked a day off. I told him I'll be putting my money towards a vet visit, which I have an appointment for tomorrow. Am I the asshole if I stand my ground here? I don't think that, I think that you should pay her something. Even though she was wrong, you don't have to invite her back, but I feel like in those situations, like, you should still pay her something. I think, like, full refund is crazy, but obviously never hire her again and make it known that you will not be using her for anything. No cat sitting, no dog sitting, no plant sitting, no fish sitting, no nothing. That's what I think, personally. I can't pick up the nails because I have nails on. Where's the other nail? There it is. Guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. This was a horrible idea. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of the Tootsie Pop? A one, a two, a three. Here's where we're at. This one looks so crooked. Am I the asshole for doing my nails horribly? It's my finger that makes it look crooked. I have crooked fingers. Okay, anyways, so I just finished my nails. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that you're better than me at putting on press-ons, because this was somewhat of a horrible experience for me. Like, who needs their thumbnail to be that long? Nobody. We're gonna have long nails on my thumbs for now, because that is what the universe would like me to have, apparently. But yeah, that's all for today. If you enjoyed today's video, please let me know by leaving a like down below. And if you want to see more videos from me or videos like this, make sure you subscribe. And if you don't, then there's a chance you'll never see me again. And if you hated this video, then that's a good thing.